Okay, so what I've done now is I've moved to a particular area of the pitch. So here's a touchline, and I'm going to try and mimic being a fullback. Okay, so the game move I'd want to do is a cut that would require me to maybe go on the inner channel and run forward behind you as you're looking at the camera, or as I'm looking at the camera. So the halfway line is just about 5 or 6 yards behind you. Okay, so I've got a touch line here as a right fullback. Now, as a ball mastery move, it's going to be a chop. So I'm just going to work here initially, so I'm going to chop it. If I want to continue that and do a rhythm, now I'm just going to chop and push away and chop, push away and chop, push away and chop, push away and chop, and keep going. So that's my ball mastery technique. What I can think about adding, game move, is there a realistic exit point? Well, I'm going to adopt that now. But before I do that, I might want to try and mimic about me kicking the ball down the line. Because if I set up as if I'm going to kick down the line, here, my body shape suggests I'm going to do something. So if a defender is present and close to the ball, they are going to prepare for what they think is a ball down the line, so they're going to try and block it. That's when I'll apply my game move or my mastery to make it a game move to exit. There's no defender, but I can still practice that. So here, mimic to kick gives the impression I'm going to kick the ball. What I'm going to do is cut inside. So out, mimic, chop, exit and drive. So mastery technique into a game move. Mimic kicking down the line, chop, exit, drive. Now personally, I like to get creative when I do some practice. So if I've got access to a pitch, presenting myself with some realistic reference points gives me better transfer. So here's our touchline again. Okay, so if I'm in a wider position here now, I've just moved up the pitch towards kind of the attacking third. I'm not going to enter the attacking third, but from a visual, it just gives me a familiarity of where I am on a pitch, where I might be on a pitch, so that I can practice things that become familiar during the game. So here's my touchline. Now the reason I want to try and stay in the touchline is if I go over the touchline in a game, the ball's out of play. So if I'm a wide right player, working along here gives me an awareness of my surroundings. So I'm going to do a ball mastery move where I'm going to do a sole roll into, or drag into, an inner run. So I'm going to run past the camera. So I'm here, sole roll, inner run, drive through. So the ball mastery technique is just working along here. If I want to make it a game move, I go into an individual execution, roll it, exit point, quickly and in. Now many of you would have heard the term strength and conditioning. Because I'm trying to practice game moves, this is a form of conditioning. So what I'm doing is I'm putting realistic load through both legs, which is what's needed if I'm to perform consistently. Now I can be the greatest technician in the world, but if I haven't got the physical capability to apply it, nobody's going to be able to see it regularly. So here we go, I'm going to have another go. I'm going to do my sole roll, okay, into an inward drive past the camera, keeping the realism of the movement so that I'm getting greater transfer. And you can get quite creative yourself. I mean, I can try an Iniesta move here if I wanted to. I don't always have to have my back to the touchline. I can be slightly kind of inwards or more facing towards the goal. So if a defender was here and they kind of press the ball here, I might do a practice Iniesta and down the line. I could also go the opposite way. So I'm here, ball is now facing inwards. There's the defender as an orthodox left back. Here, roll and go and drive. And there's so many variations that you can practice. You can do step overs, you can do ins and outs, you can do the Messi flick, you can do drag backs, you can do the Ronaldos, you can do an abundance of practice. But the key thing to remember is practicing things that you think are real, and that will give you greater consistency and greater repeatability in those games.